this is my cash stuffing journey. If you're new here, thank you so much for taking a chance and clicking on my video. I hope you decide to like, subscribe and stick around for a while. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your ongoing support. So today I thought we could do a do an order thing with me, although it is a little bit different. I do have a little bit of work I have to do, and I know it's the weekend, but stuff happens. So I thought we could fill an order with me and then keep going with some stuff I have to do for work. There's nothing identifiable in it. It's all just background work, but I figured we could keep going with our questions. So, if money and time were no object, what would you be doing right now? Okay. If money and time was no object, I would be sitting in our dream home. One with like a pool and plenty of space, a nice barbecue area, a really good play area for Evelyn, on some land with some animals. And I would just be having family time, like not worrying about groceries and budgets, and like not having to think, well, okay, William, like for example, Evelyn's got her dance recital in December, so me and Les are scrambling trying to figure out, okay, well, what can we shuffle around, what can we push back, what can we pause so that we can buy those tickets, things like that. Or what do we have to go without to take the kids to the movies, which going to the movies is a dream at this point, with how expensive it is now, even for me and Les to go, because Les really loves Tron, and we will go for our anniversary, because we had our 19-year anniversary last month, but we couldn't do anything, so couldn't even have a nice dinner, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, but even one at home. We were going to go to I was going to go to the movies to see Tron, because he really loves Tron, but the movie tickets were $20 each. A drink and a popcorn I think was like $25 each. Like, it was just too, like, for two people to go to the movies. Like, we just couldn't, at this time, we just couldn't justify it, which makes me feel really bad. Especially because our Christmas is going to be really, really bad too. We've had some changes in regards to buying the house, and it has resulted in us having to tighten our budget significantly. So basically, thank God I have bought little things here and there for the kids. Like Evelyn's got one big gift. And then I think I'm gonna like get her maybe 2 outfits and some coloring stuff, and then that will be it. William has got, he always generally gets more expensive gifts, so he'll probably get the same. He'll probably get one gift. And then, yeah, just some other things. I can't talk very loud because he's awake. But yeah, Les and I won't be getting anything at all this year. We didn't do anything for our birthdays either. Not really, I don't think. I can't remember. Feels like it was so long ago. Or maybe did Les buy me my watch? Maybe he did. Yeah, but definitely no Christmas. But yeah, I just keep telling myself it'll get better next year. It'll be better next year. Like, once we get the house, we can start basically ripping it out and it'll be ours and it'll be better. But yeah, so it's just made it really, really hard. Like, I thought our budgeting was pretty tight before, but it's got nothing on now at the moment. Yeah, but that's been really tough. So if money and time weren't an object, that would be my goal, would to be in our dream home, one where me and Les have an ensuite. We've never had an ensuite before. We have a shower big enough for the two of us, like, and a walk-in closet, a pool, and just not worry about groceries and bills. I think that would be my dream. I mean, if the place has got its own library, I'm not gonna like turn it away. But yeah. So what would you do if time and money wasn't an issue? Would you go travel? Would you go on a massive shopping spree? Would you buy a car? Would you start a hobby? Like, imagine starting what's a really expensive hobby? Actually, you know what? To be really, really off the cuff, like, and this is insane. I've fallen in love with like hockey romances, and I would love to have a mini rink in my yard so I can learn to ice skate. That would be my frivolous. That would be my extreme. Les would go to space. He would go to space. He loves the stars. He always has. And you can actually send a loved one to space. I mean, you only get to send like a lipstick tube worth, and it's extremely expensive. But he would go to space. That's what he would do. I would probably have him have his back surgery. His back pain is really, really bad. Like, it's really bad, guys, to the point of like he struggles to walk sometimes, and it's just so hard because he gets so angry because he's like, I should be able to do this. I used to be able to do it, because he's a diesel mechanic by trade. You know, it's a very hard laboured job. I used to be able to, but he's such a prideful man. So it's hard to push him sometimes. So I'd probably organise for him to have all the tests and all the surgeries and everything he needs to make him feel better. Because I hate seeing him suffer like that. And he never complains. He never resents anything. He just beats himself up. So that's what I would do. What else would be one? I'd probably go on a long holiday. Like, I'd take Les, I'd take the kids, and I'd go to like the beach. But I'd go like long term. Probably like a month. So that we could do all the things. Because we don't really get to experience. I've never really been on a vacation. I mean, the only real holiday I've really had was when I was 12. My grandmother took me, I think I've talked about it before, took me up through the middle of Australia for 2.5 weeks, and it was the best experience of my life. So like, I would like to do that for my kids, because we've had weekends away here and there where we've stayed overnight, but we've never actually gone on a holiday. We've just never been able to afford it, and it's just never been a priority. So I think I would do that as well. What is something you hate doing? Housework. I hate housework. I am a terrible, terrible, terrible housewife. I hate it. I hate doing it. I hate thinking about it. I get overwhelmed. I get confused. Just housework. Like, if I had the money, I would have a maid. Like, that'd be the first expense I'd be clocking. Like, and like, I don't know if it's because our house is so small that it always looks messy. Even when we clean it, it's messy. And I'm like, you spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours doing all this stupid cleaning, and then you look around and it's like, why does it still look like a dump? Like, and I feel so bad because Les has to like really pick up the slack, because I'm for crap. I'm so bad at it, and it just doesn't bother me. Like, I just don't care, which is a really bad outlook to have, because like, I grew up in a home like that, and it was really hard. Like, our house doesn't get that bad, but like, you know what I mean? Like, And I don't want that. I want my kids to be able to have friends over, and because I'm so embarrassed about people coming here. Like, and I know everyone's like, we don't care. But I care. But then I don't do anything about it. I think it's because of past trauma and anxiety, and maybe a little bit of ADHD with the not being able to focus. But I am trying. Continually trying every day. It doesn't help that I have a 4-year-old who's like a freaking tornado. She just passes through a room and it ends up trashed. She just breathes funny, and there's stuff everywhere. And it's not like big stuff, it's like Lego. Those suckers get everywhere. And then I'm like, it's alright, I picked up everything off the floor, I'm gonna vacuum. 2 seconds into vacuuming, I freaking suck up Lego or something, and then I've got to spend the next 45 minutes pulling the vacuum cleaner apart to clean it out. And then I'm like, okay, fine, finally done all of that, stand back up, get ready to vacuum, and then little lady Evelyn's come through and everything's trashed again, and that's when I just give up. Although something I have found that's helping me, so if you find yourself in that situation too, I might have a tip that helps. I spend a lot of time at my desk, and my desk is in the lounge room, or it's in the kind of dining lounge room, which also makes it hard because it's really hard for me to disconnect because my computer's out and my phones are going off, and yeah, it's really hard. Now, this stuff here is my work stuff. I'm just checking to make sure that there's no, I've gone through and made it. So, I work with, I've said it before, but I work with people who have disabilities, and I make, like I said, you can probably find out what I do and where I work if you like really wanted to look. I do ask that you don't, because if there's ever any risk to like my privacy or my kids or my clients, then I would just shut everything down. And I don't want to do that either. But we have, I make a lot of, see if I can find one. Here's an example of 2. So they're like communication cards. Why is that one there? That one shouldn't be there yet. So like communication cards. So that my, like, the staff and that can use this with my clients. So like they can use visuals. And then, for example, this one, like these ones, it's like emotions, actions. So I make a lot of these. These ones that I'm making now are going to be for sign language. So these are for staff to wear around their neck, and they can utilize them for people who need keyword sign to communicate. It takes a lot of time, actually. Takes a lot of time, 2 o'clock, a lot of energy and effort, very monotonous, but once you kind of do it once, you don't have to do it again unless they lose them, the staff members, which happens. Okay, so I've got to cut all, so this is a QR code, so if you scan the QR code, it gives you a video of how to do the keyword sign. And then these are going to match up with these ones. So it's a physical instruction. Yeah, they take a lot of time. So I'll probably only get through like maybe half a dozen of these before I have to end this video, because I'm already going for 15 minutes and I've answered like one bloody question. It's just you've got to like concentrate on these sometimes. But like I said, if it wasn't the only reason you're seeing this part is because it's all de-identified. And you can't tell what, like, who it's for. Where is... Why do I have so many of these? I thought I was only doing 2 layers. Okay, what's the next question? What is something you love doing? Not this. I love reading. I love, like, some of the best times I have is just chilling in the lounge room, me and Les on the couch, him watching TV, me reading. Like, even if we're not talking to each other, just like being with him. I don't mind going for drives. I enjoy our weekends away. We don't have them very often anymore, but I'm hoping that once we own the house, I can start saving for an actual vacation. I like eating, especially when it's Les's cooking. And I don't know, I've just been having so many troubles lately. Like, fast food is so expensive. Like, we've completely cut it out of our budget now. Like, no fast food at all. Although I must admit, this week I did get the kids a treat. I got William a treat after his therapy. Because he has so many different therapies. He's got occupational therapy, speech therapy, physiotherapy, podiatry, and all those things. So kind of after an appointment, or he gets like a treat, and it'll be like a drink from Macca's or something. So I did get him a meal after his physiotherapy appointment. And then Evelyn came with me to do the grocery shopping, so I got her McDonald's, but I got her a little Happy Meal. When in the heck did Happy Meals become $11.50? Like, what the heck? But so if I do get fast food every week, it'll just be for the kids, and it'll be like as a reward. But even before then, like, it was so expensive. But, like, I'd always end up disappointed, or I'm like, Les could do this better. So we've slowly been easing off it anyway, but it's completely cut out of our thing now. So, I don't know, like, maybe going out to dinner would be nice. It's been so long since we've been able to do it. I can't even remember. Actually, yeah, I can remember. It was when we went to a birthday party with William. We kind of sat inside and ate, and he went to the party. And that was months and months and months ago. I don't know. I'm a homebody. I really just like being at home with Les and the kids. I'm a very boring person. I like filming. I love cash stuffing. My budget just is kicking my butt right now. Do I have any hidden talents? No. What was one new experience you tried that was completely unknown or uncomfortable to you at the time? Well, I can't say that on YouTube. What's my second one? I don't know. I don't really try new things. I know that sounds really bad, but I'm such an anxious person. Like, I'm such an anxious person that trying new things is really, really, really hard. And it takes a lot for me to do it. And I don't really like doing anything new without Les. I know that probably makes me sound really bad, but I feel so safe with him. And I don't worry as much when he's there, because I know that whatever happens, he'll handle it. Or he'll help me handle it. Like, or he'll give me the strength to handle it. Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't really try new things very often. Like I said, I'm so boring. Actually, you know what? And maybe you guys can give me your experience. I try and not keep it religious or political on here. I try and just avoid that. But I have reached out to someone who follows me, and she knows who she is, and she's been a great help. But like for the last 2 years or so, I've always been an atheist. For the last 2 years, I've kind of had this feeling, like this is deep in my gut feeling, that someone is like, it feels like someone's tapping me on my shoulder. And they're like, hey, I think it's time for you to go to church. It's like, you might want to pick up a Bible. And that feeling has kind of got more and more and more persistent over the years. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. But, and the more I kind of ignored it, the more persistent it got. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna listen for once and see what happens. Because it's getting to the point where it's kind of driving me a bit crazy. So that was new for me, like looking into religion, and like, because there's so many of them, and it's very, very overwhelming. And the person I reached out to, she helped me a lot. She gave me a starting point, and she checks in and makes sure see how I'm going. And she made it a lot less a lot less confusing. But that was really big for me to start that journey, and I'm still very, very new to that journey. But yeah, that was a pretty big leap of faith. No pun intended. So if you feel like it, if you feel safe enough, please feel free to put your, I don't know, religious journey down below, where you go to get your information, because I'm still so very confused. There's just so much. And at this point, like, because I have actually been attending church every week. It is online, because I'm just trying to find my spot, you know. And it kind of feels like I have the right pair of shoes, it's just on the wrong foot, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, so any advice or your experiences will be much appreciated. Like I said, it was a bit random, but yeah. And also, if people do put their journeys down, their religions down, don't be showing no hate, because I will block your butt so quick your head will spin. Don't be a... No, I can't say that word on YouTube either. Okay, these are have you evers. Let's do a rapid fire, because I've just been rattling on and waffling. Have you ever been out of the country? No. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle? Yes, I was on a motorcycle. We went around Ayers Rock. That was that trip that I went with my grandma up the middle. Have you ever lived in another state? Yes, I was born in Queensland, in Ipswich. I left there when I was about 2. Have you ever met a celebrity? It depends on what you consider a celebrity. I think one time in high school, all my friends were obsessed with football players. And I think we were in the city doing something for school, and we saw him. They all lost their minds. Have you ever been to Disneyland or Disney World? No. Have you ever planted a garden? Yes, they always die. Have you ever experienced a natural disaster like a hurricane or tornado? Nope. Although, technically, when we were on that trip, we went up to... was it Darwin? Yeah, Darwin. And we went to this like museum thing, and it was an experience of what they experienced when Cyclone Tracy hit. If you don't know much on Australian history, Cyclone Tracy was a cyclone that hit Darwin on Christmas. Was it Christmas Eve? And it like decimated the whole area. It was really, really bad. So like I got to hear what it sounded like, and I got to see the destruction and everything. So like, nah. Have you ever won a contest? I don't think so. Have you ever eaten a whole pizza by yourself? Yes. Is there people out there who haven't eaten a whole pizza? Let me know down in the comments. Have you eaten a pizza by yourself? And what flavoring was it? Have you ever done any extreme sports like skydiving and bungee jumping? No. Heck no. Too much of a chicken. So see, I told you I was boring. I told you I was boring. Okay, so this is sci-fi. Where would you time travel? Would you try time travel if you could, and where would you go? I think I would. Although, in saying that, knowing my luck, I'd go back in time and then I'd mess everything up. I'd come back and it'd be worse than what it is now. But I think I would either like to go to ancient Egypt to really see what it was like, because like we've got the artifacts and we've got their stories and we've got movies, but I think I would really just like to see what it's actually like what it's actually like. I would want to be like one of the rich people though, or like a pharaoh or something like that. I don't know if I'd want to be one of these plebs that are slaves, or like so broke they can barely function. The only other time I would probably want to go to was like the late 1890s to early 1900s. Again, I'd want to be a part of the ton, like high up, to experience the glitz and the glamour of it. I've spent my whole life in poverty. I don't want to go back in time and experience it too. But yeah. So I think that they would be the two places I would go. Like maybe like ancient Rome and stuff like that. Like ancient Greece, Alexandria, the city of Alexandria, and the library. I would love to go see that. If you would have a superpower, what would it be? Not to be broke. No, you know what? I would probably... Oh, Evelyn's awake. She just woke up. She was sleeping on the lounge. I'd probably be able to do things with my mind. Like, because then I could just chill back on the couch with a book and then just the house would just clean itself. Who wouldn't want to do that? Never have to unpack the freaking groceries again. Like, that would be amazing. Never have to bloody pack lunches. Never have to do laundry. Never have to clean litters, or mop, sweep, vacuum, scrub bathtubs. That'd be heaven. Well, I think it would be heaven. If you were the captain of a pirate ship, what would be the name of your ship? I don't know. I think something regal and expensive, like the Duchess. Or like a play on my name, like the Flying Vault or something like that. I'm not a very creative person like that. I'll probably think of one, a really cool one, once I've bloody filmed this video. What's next? If you could travel to any other planet, where would you go and why? I'd probably go to like Pluto, although technically that's not considered a planet, but I'm always going to consider it a planet, because then I'd want to see what's after that. Like, I know like our solar system is in like at the very edge of a galaxy. Like, what's after that? Like, what else is out there? That would be my thing. Or like Neptune, like, or the one, what's the one that's all water? Is that one of the Neptune moons? I'd want to see like if there's life on there, if there's life in the water. That's what I would want to see. My favorite movie, okay, that's a throw up between Dirty Dancing and The Little Mermaid. That's an easy one. Who is your favorite actor and actress? I don't know. See, I'm not a huge movie person. Like, I watch them for entertainment, but I'm not like die-hard fans. Like, I love Sandra Bullock, But then a lot of the times my favorite actors are because of a specific movie. Like, for example, I love Brendan Fraser in The Mummy. Like, that's what I think when I think of Brendan Fraser, that's who I think of. Or like, for example, Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality, or Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. Like, I don't think of them for all of their work. I just think of them for like one thing. So I don't really know. I have like, I'm not like a really big movie thing. And then the next question on there was, what's your favorite book? Well, considering I've already read like 400 books this year, I have a lot. See, I like love a whole bunch of authors too, so I can't even, I probably can't even like narrow it down like that either. I will say the first romance book I ever wrote was, the reason I even started reading romance books, because I was never really a reader before then. I was about 12, I think. And my grandmother said, hey, I was at the senior centre and there was these bag of books that someone was getting rid of. Did you want them? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take them. Anyway, I don't know if she actually looked inside the bag to see what was in there, because it was all like Harlequin, Mills and Boon books, and like if you've read them, like they can be spicy. Like, it's got a little, it's like Hallmark with a little bit of spice in there, but it's in there. So I was kind of surprised that she got them for me, but I was like, oh, all right then. And I was really bored one afternoon, and I just reached into the bag and I pulled one out and I read it, and I fell headlong into my love of reading from that point on. Like, I devoured that entire bag of books like so quickly, and then I was begging my grandma for more, and she's like, yeah, sure, there's always heaps of them there. Because what happened was, a lot of the ladies would read them, and like she said, like for example, one lady would read them every time she had a bath every day. So she would read it in the bath, because if she dropped it, it was like a $3 book. She didn't really care. It was like a trashy romance book. So there was always heaps of them there. She was always bringing them in, or like she'd go to the second-hand store, like the St. Vinny's or whatever, and there'd be like free ones there, and she'd grab them. And I'll never forget the first book. It was Mackenzie's Mountain by Linda Howard, and you can get it on Kindle now. Like, I just re-bought them all. She does a massive range of books, Linda Howard. She's a very popular author, and I've read most of hers, I think, by now. But yeah, that was the first one. It's actually, when I read it, there was only one. Oh no, was it two? No, I think the one I picked up was a 2 bundle. There was 2 in the one book, because it was really thick. So I read the first 2, and I didn't know there was any more than that until I was a lot older. Till I was already married to Les at that point when I found out. So it would have probably been at least a decade later that I found out there was more. This is an example of another visual. So yeah, if you ever want to read the first book that I ever read, and which tumbled me into my romance addiction, it was those ones. My reading habits are very different. Very different now. Because I love all romance. Like, whether it's light and fluffy, whether it's whether it's dark, whether it's like male and male, female, that I read all of it. I love all of it. So I love, and I like reading it in all forms. And I'm one of those people that once I start a book, I have to finish it, even if I don't like it. I'm the same with TV shows. So yeah, but that was my first romance. So I'd say that would probably be my favorite book. That one is already the right size, so it doesn't have to be cut. Okay, how long? All right, I'll answer one more question. Favorite TV series? I don't know if I have one of those either. See, I really enjoy Bones. I really enjoy Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I really enjoy Heart of Dixie. I enjoyed The 100. I'm currently watching Star Trek with Les. At the moment, he loves Star Trek. So and Voyager is my favorite, so we're currently rewatching that. I enjoyed Tulsa King, which I was really surprised at. Trying to think of ones that I enjoyed Seventh Heaven, Full House, Fuller House. I like all the older type shows. Never a fan of Friends. I've watched it, but I'll watch it once and that was it. Same with Big Bang Theory. I watched it. It was good to have on as background noise, but I really enjoyed Baby Daddy. I really enjoyed that one. What else? I'm trying to think. One that's actually been an adaptation from a book series that I love is The Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. That's on a small streaming service. Well, I don't know if it's small. I think it's pretty small in Australia. I don't know if people know about it, but that's just come out like this year, the first season, and it's one of the closest adaptations I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, so I don't know, I like things like I Love Lucy and Green Acres, and I like a whole bunch of stuff really. I'll watch anything as long as it's not too scary or gory. I'm pretty good at pick anything. Alright, last question.
Mama,
What? What?
I watched Twilight.
Okay, give me 2 seconds and then I'll put Twilight on. Okay, what show on Netflix did you binge watch embarrassingly fast? Bridgerton. I had that thing clocked up so fast, especially season 3, because Penelope and Colin, if you haven't heard of Bridgerton, it's a historical romance based on a series of books by Julia Quinn. And it's set in, like, I think it's 1900 something. They're the wealthy members of the town. And they're just like historical romances. And season 3 is my favourite. And I was very disappointed, unfortunately. I don't think they did them justice, but it's here nor there. So yeah, that was the one that I was really looking forward to. Yeah, so alright, so I literally got through one of those stupid little cards. I was talking. But thank you so much for watching. Please put down your comments, questions, answers down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. Remember to live, laugh, love, and when life gets hard, just roll it in glitter. See ya.